Disability in the workplace. Reflections of people with disabilities working in accessibility.
Welcome, everyone. I am Nikki Nolan, and I am the head of product design at Tangelo and the co-host of Disability Bandwidth podcast. In this session, Disability in the Workplace, Reflections of People with Disabilities Working in Accessibility at Fable, Spotify, and Salesforce, we will be reflecting on how to balance the emotional investment involved in the accessibility work, the barriers, the wins, the losses, and more.
A lot, and something a lot of people with disabled people come across if they have any sort of technical knowledge, it goes straight into, hey, companies coming after them of like, hey, how about you test this, our products for accessibility. And that's something that always, gets, for a lot of times it's not paid. It's like, do this user acceptance testing for, I don't know, good vibes and feelings.
It's so important that we have coworkers who are people with disabilities who aren't just working in accessibility to make sure that accessibility thinking and that lived experience of all kinds of people is being included in every part of the accessibility role and in every part of the accessibility process, right from design and research and management right through to back-end development and deployment.
What are the barriers you are currently navigating as an accessibility professional with a disability?
We as businesses and organizations who employ people with disabilities need to be saying to the people who make our tools, we want accessibility. We are your customers, and accessibility is something that is important to us and is something that we consider when we're buying a new tool at this organization or at this business.
My role is focused on sort of that external, but you wouldn't believe how much of my job is just about trying to make sure that all the tools work and that we're not buying things that obviously don't work and that the vendors aren't being willing to work on. So I can't say enough about that.
How does your disability experience provide a unique advantage to the company?
I think it's really interesting because I've actually been told at jobs that I view websites the same way like what a search engine would view it as. And at first I saw this as an insult because I was like, are you comparing me to a search engine? Like, I'm not just a search engine, but in the end I realized that it's actually a big advantage because the way that my screen reader reads that page is going to be very source order and computer order heavy and not at all the visual layout. So when I'm looking at the code, I can immediately point out it's happening after this element or it's happening right here and find the direct line or the direct issue that's happening. So I think not having that visual to kind of confuse me a little bit in how it's ordered or laid out is actually a benefit there.
Thank you so much. Happy GAD, everyone. Go out there, take this knowledge. We are sorry if we couldn't get to your QA questions, but thank you for asking and participating, and thank you for being here with us today.
Logo. Fable.